Well, it's that time of year again. It's time to rig the boat. And, when it comes to rigging the boat, one of the things I like to do, I have Al Specialty do a lot of rigging on my boat. They install the trolling motors, the power poles. The stuff that I like to do is the stuff I can handle, which is rod holders. The biggest thing to overcome with installing rod holders on a fiberglass boat is you got to accept the fact you're going to drill some holes. And it is a perfectly unnormal act to drill holes in a brand new fiberglass boat. It's a strange thing. It's hard to accept. The biggest thing is you just can't be afraid of it. You got to trust yourself, say to yourself, I'm going to do just a great job, and just start punching holes. And the other thing is you can't mess it up so bad that Ranger can't fix it down the road. But in any event, I've done it enough to where I know now that I can do it quickly, and I know a couple of little tricks to make it go fast and efficient and safely. First step is you're going to use some good quality stainless steel screws. In this instance, I'm using size 12 that are 1 inch long. And the reason that I'm going to use that size is it fits right through the rod holder base mount. And in turn is it's going to go far enough into the fiberglass. Right there you can see it's a little over 1/4 inch or about 3/8 of an inch. It's going to go far enough in to hold. You're going to get about 4 or 5 courses of thread to bite. But it's not going to go too far into where you might hit wires or tubing or something inside the fiberglass. Another real important thing when you're doing this is to make sure that your drill bit that you use to drill the hole in the fiberglass is just a little bit smaller than the screw. So when you put the two together and you line them up with the screw underneath the drill bit, you can barely see just a little bit of drill bit on top of the screws. In this instance, I'm using a 5/32 ounce drill bit. I actually could use a little bit bigger one than that, but I'll route it out a little bit when I've got it in the hole and when I'm creating the hole for this screw. And at that point, you also want to make sure that you're using a good rod holder. I'll tell you what, I've used fish-on rod holders for my entire career, well over 20 years. And one of the reasons that I like fish-on rod holders, regardless if it's the new style or if it's the original, the one that comes in the red package, is that fish-on rod holders don't have any rough, sharp edges. When you come into contact with your rod holders a lot, sometimes you get sea legs not established in the boat, you may bump into them. I don't want a rod holder that's going to chew me up or cut me up. I want something that's going to be comfortable, ergonomic, and also is going to hold the rod and do a great job. And these by far the fish-ons are what I feel are the best rod holders for the money on the market. At that point, I'm going to start mounting my mounts. And number one is you've got to make sure that the threads are upright. I've installed them upside down before. That means you just got to unscrew 4 screws and put them in the right way. All the holes line up, but you want to make sure that it's in there straight. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a pilot hole. And in this situation, what I want to do when I'm drilling that pilot hole is I'm going to line that rod holder up so that it's just flush with the top of the boat. Then at that point, I'm going to put this gently in here so I don't move the rod holder. And I'm going to lay a little pilot hole in there like that. And once I've laid that in there, I can drill in about 3/8 of an inch and get that set there. Now with fiberglass, the important thing with fiberglass is to make sure that you use some type of burring tool or some type of burring piece of equipment in order to flange out the hole that you just drilled. In this situation, I've got this special little tool, I don't know what it's called, but I've had it for a long time and I've rigged probably about 20 boats with this bad boy, is I'll just take that and I'll burr out that hole or flange out that hole. That's going to keep that fiberglass from spider cracking when you install the screw in there. Now, a little bit more generic way to do this, or kind of one that's even actually sometimes quicker, if you don't have a burring tool, you can just take a big Phillips bit and you can actually put that in the hole and use that to burr that out, that fiberglass, so you don't get the spider cracking. In this instance, I'm going to take my screw, mount it in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this in, just take it, get it tight but not too tight. And the reason I want to do that is I want to be able to take this and I want to slide this mount up like this so that I can actually burr out those holes. Now that I've got that in there snugged and I've got everything lined up, I'm going to take my drill bit and I'm going to mark the other 3 holes. And now that I've got those marked, I can slide this up and I can finish drilling those holes in there. Now I've got those drilled. I'm going to take my flanging tool. Don't be shy, put a good flange on them. And then once I've got those flanged out, I'm going to take this back down again. Now here the key is to pull that drill bit off of drill. Pull that drill off of drill and put it down to one of the numbers so that it will allow you to ratchet. You don't want to overstrip that when you're screwing the... Number 3. Boom, you're ready to roll. Then you grab your rod holder. Make sure everything's working properly. Install that and you're ready to go. So that's one rod holder. I've got 5 more to go up in the bow so I can have 6 in different positions. Put 6 in the back of the boat. I've got an even dozen and I'm ready to rock and roll.